Hey, we're doing a cooking demo. We're gonna make a seared ribeye with garlic. We're doing it kind of carnivore style with some cheese and just some berries on the side. It's kind of like a paleo kind of thing. But it's for the kids. The kids are gonna learn how to slice ribeyes, sear ribeyes, and that's about it. Sometimes we do a little like cheese sauce with it, but we're not doing that tonight. We're gonna keep it simple just to make sure that we make just a high quality, wonderful piece of food. So Eli, if you'll go and grab that large fry pan there. He's got the large fry pan. This is just a start. Come on, Alex. He's just loading up that fry pan right there on the large back burner. And we're gonna go ahead and set our heat. This is an electric range. We're at about 7. We're gonna give that about, we can leave it on the heat for as long as we want. We're gonna leave it for about 5 minutes. And we'll come back when we're ready to, when the pan is hot, we'll go ahead and slice the ribeyes. We're going to, we'll add the oil. We'll explain why we use what we use, what's going on with it, and we'll see you then. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask Eli to grab what he needs to grab and go ahead and start tackling it himself. So we need ribeye steak. Come on, Alec, coming in here. Get a side of, get a shot of our refrigerator. Let's, no. Wait. We got choice of 2 ribeyes. Bring both ribeyes out and let me see both of them. All right. Close that. All right, we're gonna close the door right here just for a sec. Let me see both of them. Show the camera both of them. All right. Eli, which one do you think is a better one?
I think this one is.
I think so too. We're gonna save that one. That's Daddy's. This one's for the kids. Get him going back down. So let's go ahead and bring our cheese out so it'll come up to room temperature. And let's
Which
bring
cheese
our.
will we get?
I'm sorry?
What cheese?
Do you want blue cheese or do you want Irish cheddar cheese?
Irish cheddar.
Okay, this is mild Irish cheddar cheese. Grab that. We got that at Aldi. It's very, very good stuff. This is the blackberries. Let's grab that.
And then we'll set them
All right.
there.
We're gonna try. Do you want to try these new gloves? Put those on and see if those fit you pretty well. They fit me like a glove, literally. These are ProGuard. I get these at my local restaurant food service supply store. These are the real deal. These are what the restaurants are using. Eli's struggling with it. All right, don't worry about it. You're gonna go barehanded. Don't worry about it. This is for children. We're gonna go over here to our knife block, correct? Since Eli is kind of small, we're gonna start with a small knife. We've got a small cutting board. We're gonna stick with a small knife. We're gonna hand this to Eli. All right, you're good? Now, what I want you to do, we're gonna keep these, let's keep those out of the way. We're gonna flip this over so we got a better cutting surface. Safety first. No, safety first. This is what we're gonna do. You know what the towel does?
It makes it to where it grips better.
It means so the towel doesn't slide around, right? We're gonna hang on to this just so it's ready for when we need to slice our cheeses and our garlic and everything else. So we're gonna go ahead and get a different knife ready. And this is another little safety thing. This is a little learning moment. You never want a knife that is longer than the cutting board itself. If your knife is longer than this cutting board, it's time to hang it up. It's time to get a different cutting board or a different knife. Eli, I want you to go ahead and tear into this and get that piece of meat put right there. And I'll help you get it. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Let's use the knife. Let's cut away from ourselves. Hold on, hold on. Where did you cut it?
Right there.
Alright. That's probably good enough. Right? Let's be a little bit better. Now what we're gonna do now, we got these at Aldi. They're really high quality. For the price, they are fantastic. We're gonna use our left hand here, and we're gonna steady it. And we're gonna use, this is a very sharp knife.
Stop at it.
But we're gonna slice it. Move it along the piece of meat and slice it. The object that we're looking for here is to make sure we're not cutting ourselves. That's the most important thing. We can deal with a rough cut. So he's got his finger along the heel of the knife here. That's a real thick cut. This is what we're talking about. We want consistency. So we're looking at about an inch thick on this. And the problem is here, we're looking at about maybe an inch and a quarter. Well, this is like 3/4. This is like an inch and a quarter. Maybe an inch and a half. This is still going to be fine. Our recipe, we don't really need that high of a degree of accuracy. We're going to be fine. No, 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 no. Let's start about right there. That's about an inch thick. So this recipe that we're doing is adapted from basically the Waffle House Texas cheesesteak. We basically just take, so what Waffle House does is they take a very thin piece of ribeye, sear it on a griddle, and then they shred it and throw it in a couple of pieces of bread with some American cheese, some onions, and some bacon. It's one of the best pieces of food, period. Go ahead, Eli, you're fine. Keep going. Just make sure you keep those fingers out of the way. So the reason we do it like this, we're going to sear it at high heat with this stainless steel pan. I'll go ahead and tear that away. The reason we do it like this is the same kind of, that was really good. He pounded that steak out to flatten it to make the knife work a little bit better. Let me just show you a little something here. If you, instead of just moving the knife, go ahead and start on this end, kind of angle it this way, and get that started, then pull through, and it's going to go through. So you're learning the feel of this knife as you go through. You see how that works? Mm-hmm. And all we're looking for here, this is actually thicker than I usually like it, but it's still going to work. In the end, we just want consistency. So let's go ahead and bring this back here. All right, so we could keep slicing this way, but we're running out, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and make some thick slices here. Yeah, just make a couple of giblets, and we'll get it going. There you go. That'll work. That's fine. Perfect, perfect. Now this piece here, we're gonna watch that. Eli, go ahead and wash your hands. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my gloves off. So, by the way, this is a Winco stainless steel fry pan. It's a big one. It holds heat well. It's absolutely perfect for our purposes. This is, we've got some Chosen Foods avocado oil. It's absolutely the best price for the performance. And we're just going to add, about just a little bit less than a tablespoon. All that's there for we're gonna roll that around, and we're gonna take each piece of steak individually, and we're kind of, you've heard of the smash burger. Well, we're gonna take these pieces of steak and bring them in there, and go ahead and just smash them in. And that's gonna give us a good sear and give us a good product. This is a little bit, and this piece of fat here, we always want the fat down, because the fat needs to cook before the actual protein portion. Watch out. Alright, our steak, we got a big, this is pink Himalayan pink salt. It's wonderful. It's got a lot of minerals. We're going to go ahead and shake that right on there.
And can I use a pepper?
We're trying to be quick.
Okay.
This will be fine. So we're going to take that here. This is our clean cutting board. And all we need to do now is get our garlic cloves. For a whole ribeye, I recommend 2 cloves. Eli, we're going to pull this a little bit here so you got some working room. See if you can smash those and get those put. Watch out. Take it easy now. Keep that knife out of the way. Eli, you got the wrong knife. I'm going to show you something. We're going to go ahead and put that to the side. I didn't realize what we were doing until we did it. This is all trash. Throw that out. Alright, yeah, go ahead and use a butter knife. What I like on this recipe is a very rough cut of garlic. And the reason I like the rough cut is because we're at such a high temperature on this that by the time we add the garlic, and it's actually very important the way we do this. The steak can be a little bit bloody. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's no big deal. The kids love it. I love it when it's a little bit bloody. But I also like it when it's not too bloody. So the reason we keep the garlic cut rough is the heat we're working with is it's going to sear that garlic without making it taste burnt. Now if we finely minced it and we threw it in this pan, it's going to be too much. So, Alec, give us 1 or 2 minutes and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. Be real careful, respect the heat, because it's very hot. That's right, you want the opposite side. See if these are any easier for you. You can use those. See if those are a little easier. Are they easier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, use those. Go ahead. Let me see for a sec. And I'm going to show you a little trick here. We're going to move all of our pieces of steak here to the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be pretty important here in just a second.
Okay.
Eli, don't worry about that. Just leave that here. leave that garlic here. We're gonna let that cook down for a sec. What we need is our little colander here. And we're gonna go ahead and put our berries in there. This one right here, see that? It's a little moldy. It's not good eats. Let's get rid of that. Cold thing, going bye-bye.
Well, this one looks perfect.
Cold water. Is that cold?
Yeah.
It's pretty cold. Alright. Get us a couple paper towels.
Okay.
I'm gonna get us a paper plate. And set that down. Put that on the serving table if you would. Alright, we're at the point where we need to go ahead and put this garlic right on top. So if you want to grab that garlic and put it right on top. Good job, good job. And it's okay if some of it ends up in the bottom because it's big enough that it's not going to matter. Alec, if you'll stay with me here. Let's get away from this noise a little bit. So the reason we're doing the garlic this way, we don't want it to overcook, but we want all of the juices from the inside of the garlic inside of the dish. So what we're going to do is we're going to steam the garlic as much as we can, and when it comes to, we want our steak, and stay with me here, it's an adaptation of a Waffle House recipe, and they usually serve their ribeye at least medium, if not medium well, and that's the way I like my ribeye. People can fight me on that. A lot of people like medium rare. This is the way I like it. I like it seared, I like the fat rendered, and I like it all tossed together, because when you see the way we serve it, we can serve it that way. We can also serve it with a little blue cheese cream sauce. That's the way I personally do it. For the kids, I typically just do the beef and the garlic with some ketchup on there. The ketchup's just there for the little vinegar bite. So let's check back in our garlic and see what's going on there. And at this point, you can see it's pretty much a medium rare. Alec, Eli, if you'll step back a little bit. Alec, if you'll step back a little bit. So all I'm going to do, these are some thick pieces. I'm just shaking it. Just kind of get that in there. And as you look in here, the garlic is mostly there. The steak, we could eat it just like this and it would be ready. But what we're going to do is, you already got rid of the cutting board?
No, I didn't.
Who did? Was it me?
I think you did.
Get me another cutting board.
Okay.
So we brought our cheese up to temperature here. We're just gonna take about half that block and cut it into little equal pieces. Go ahead and take that and set that on the table.
Okay.
We're gonna, oh, we lost a piece of garlic. Alright, we're good. We're good. This right here, 5-second rule, I'm gonna save that for later. I'll eat that later. I'm okay. So we've already turned our heat off. So, let's take a bigger serving dish. Let's go ahead and stuff that gun in there. Because the number one rule of eating ribeye is you do not waste ribeye. So if there's a kid that says, maybe I've had enough to eat, we basically are going to take this platter of ribeye. We got forks, a couple of forks, a few forks. We got our few forks. Here we go. We got our 3 platters. And at this point, this is a paleo. We've got our grass-fed cheddar cheese. We've got our blackberries. We've got our ribeye steak with a little bit of garlic, a little salt. And let me show you a little something here. And this is really gonna send it. You're welcome. This is really gonna send it into the stratosphere. We could add a little oregano, but it doesn't need it. We're gonna just shake a little garlic powder on there. And what that's gonna do is just really just give it a ton of flavor. We usually do chicken because it's a little cheaper. It's a little bit more budget friendly, but we're gonna be fine. And one thing to do with cleanup, you see this pan here, how burnt it is? It's still pretty warm. We're gonna go ahead and just run a little bit of water in there and let that soak. That way while we enjoy our steak, we know when we come back, it's gonna be easy cleanup. The stainless steel pan is the most important part of this recipe. But let's go ahead and get a few pieces here. 1, 2, 3 little pieces for Alec. Amy gets
a little less.
that's the choicest piece. Let's give that to Eli. That's the spinalis. They call that the spinalis. This is also a choicest little piece. A lot of fat in there, Amy.
Thank you.
You're gonna love it.
I love that.
So, you want a piece of garlic?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there's that garlic. Piece of garlic for you. Little piece of garlic for you. Blackberries?
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
All right. Blackberries. About 3 blackberries for you. 2 pieces of cheese for Amy. 2 pieces for Eli. And 2 pieces for Alec. And that's it.
No, some of the flavor was put on to the ribeye to make the.
Nice.
Put it in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to. You kind of taste a sweetness and a sour at the same time, and a sweetness and a little bit of that fruit to it.
Uh-huh. Fruit flavor.
And
So it's like zebra striped gum, right? Nice.
But you don't keep it in your mouth for forever. You want to continue?
Hey,
Bye.
GG.
Peace.
GG,
Peace
Amy.
out.